episode 4 of Iron Curtain Grades Your Shit. We are sitting right on top of the Horde Knight, about to debut a new idea. Well, not a new idea, but a new idea for our little grading program here. This is the Killing Corridor. This is pretty goddamn familiar for anybody who's been playing this game. This has been the meta build for quite a while. The one we chose to duplicate this time around is the 3-row half block concept. Now what happens here, and I'll sort of scooch you around, they're going to track up the stairs, and because this is 3 wide and these are half blocks, they're basically going to be forced more or less into the middle here, or at least that's the idea. They come here and it's the standard wedge tip, whoops, down they go, loop back around. Everybody else is going to be sitting in here just blasting down this corridor, preferably with a lot of rapid fire and penetrating rounds. Couple of notes on this build. The primary design idea I took from, unfortunately, that guy is making it out of stainless steel, and you can't legitimately do that. That's a problem. I'm not going to try to test or grade a build that actually can't be done straight in a legit game. Now, that said, I'm also not going to take an idea like that and try to make it out of cobblestone, because that'll be more or less a guaranteed failure. So what I've done with these specific red panels here, and I painted them just so they would stand out, is put plates over the stage 2 concrete, over the reinforced concrete, which are themselves reinforced concrete. What this should do is mimic a little bit of the durability. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio. You're not going to match with stainless steel. But it should help bring the durability and the toughness of these support pillars up, and I think those are pretty clearly the most glaring and obvious weak spot. The other thing of note is that a lot of times the test platforms for the killing corridors are built on top of basically flat squares. There's nothing back here, there's nothing going on. Or in a lot of cases, people will attach this, like we did on the cheater base, to the front end of any, God knows what build. You can kind of peek at that one over there. You see what we did, a little more elaborate cheat version. So I didn't want to go bonkers with this rear end because I think that kind of spoils some of the intent and design behind it, but we do also have to have space for 4 or 5 people to shoot down the corridor. So instead I went ahead with this little cage. It'll offer us a modicum of protection from birds, spitters, that sort of thing, while not completely blasting the concept behind this thing and making it a total wash. And as always, as we've said in the past, make sure you have an escape route, so we do have a plan B if this thing crashes and burns. Now for the build grade itself, as always, it's supplies needed and build difficulty. For supplies needed, it's kind of a tough one to pin down because, again, the guy who puts this out is making it out of stainless steel, which is ridiculous and not something you can duplicate without cheating. So with reinforced concrete, yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little more endgame. You're not using a ton of it, but you do have to have access and the ability to forge this sort of thing up, to use the cement mixer to get this kind of thing going. So it does take some work. The iron bars aren't too bad up here. They're a little bit more for top control, making sure things aren't crawling out the side, that kind of thing. It's not catastrophically tough. It probably took me only a few hours in game once the mats were ready to actually whip this together. So for supplies needed, yeah, I'm going to give it an A. It's very cheap, it's very simple, it's very easy to build, and I think that's one of the reasons it's become the meta that it has. In terms of build difficulty, again, it's easy. It's straightforward. Once you kind of know the concept and you know what you're working with, you're using the wedge tips across a narrow space to track and drop them into whatever down here. Yeah, it's easy. Build difficulty is an easy A, and again, I think that speaks to the popularity of this whole thing in general and why it's caught on the way that it has. Overall, outlook for the Horde Knight, which is rapidly approaching. We're day 42 at 1600. I kind of have mixed feelings about this. The Killing Corridor has a great reputation. I think that this single column, single row penetrating run here may prove to be pretty successful. I actually did a little bit of Grandpa's Learning Elixir and dumped into rifles and penetrating rounds just to sort of capitalize on that, which I think is going to be fun. But conversely, I'm not that enthusiastic about these kind of supports. I mimicked the dimensions as closely as I possibly could throughout this whole thing, and short of being made out of stainless steel, I don't have a whole lot of faith in anything that is supported by one column of reinforced concrete. We saw what happens very clearly when you try to support a lot of structure with reinforced concrete. It can hold up for quite a while, but when it goes hard. And I don't know. I think we may be in for some surprises here. We may be in for a little bit of a mad dash. We will have to see how this goes in just a couple hours. Oh, and I caught that because I had been building that through a fix. I'm not going to go in with a cage that's supported by one set of iron bars. Whoops. Alright, so here we are with Horde Night. Pack 5, everybody is loaded to bear. Decided to bring some junk turrets out here this time too. And as I mentioned in the build video, we've got, I've got the AP rounds galore with penetrator going, so theoretically everything should funnel right down this center column and right into just our never-ending wall of lead and bullshit. We will find out if that actually works.
Oh god, I can just imagine what's going to happen to my frame rate.
And there may or may not be some surprises later on.
Surprises, he says.
Dark code, this one's for you.
Here they come.
And birds right out the gates. That's fun. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Oh, here come the men's. Fuck, die. Don't blow up in there on
He's dead, he's
first
dead.
5 seconds, Jesus.
Well, I can see the running straight down the middle thing isn't quite working.
Yeah, they're definitely hugging that wall a little bit more than ooh.
Oh, and that did.
That cannot take infinite amounts of that, that's for damn sure.
They can take exactly one more of that before it doesn't exist anymore.
God, where is it? Oh, that's not good.
Is that a hole? That's a hole.
Yeah.
There's a hole down there now.
That's what she said.
I'm concerned about their pathing now that that center block is gone.
They're still coming up the stairs at least, so it's when they start beating on this tower by us, then we have to be worried. That's not good.
There's a large number of demos tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's not an ideal makeup for the test on this, no lie. And like I said in the build section, you know, the proof of concept video the guy put out had this built out of stainless steel, and that, obviously you can't do that legitimately, so that's a huge strike right at the gates. Now, I could have wrapped this in the steel plane. I think that's a little on the pricey side if you're building a killing corridor, because generally this is an earlier base. It's not, you know, maybe your first one, but it's not, you know, the kind of thing that I would recommend trying to run on day 300.
Yeah.
So I think for a day 30, 40, 50, somewhere in their base, wrapping it in steel is asking a lot. So we did it out of concrete, which is, you know, in and of itself isn't free. That still takes a lot of work.
Stage 2 concrete.
Yeah. And that front end is already pretty fucked up. And it's not like we're not trying to put these things down. Shit.
And they've lost pathing.
Yep, there we go. That is the fail point right there. Shit's gonna get weird from here.
Let's try something since they're not pathing it right anyway.
Go stand there yourself.
Are we going with the bait?
Just give me a second.
Oh lord, he coming.
I can see this wall now.
Ah. Now, how fucked up is this? Oh, this is
It's fucked. It's 100% fucked.
This is heinously jacked up. You could probably get some fixed pathing going here with, let's see if this repairs it enough. She didn't like that X move, jump back across.
Shit.
Or do that, either way. So I put some temp wood blocks there to see if that retraces their pathing a little bit.
Yeah, 3 rounds. I can already see the cracks in that.
Oh yeah, no, they're not going to last for long. Yeah, they do have a walkway. So I guess if you were going to do this, you could run with some like concrete blocks pre-made. I mean, they're not going to be huge durability when they're wet like that, but it is better than wood.
What about double stacking the blocks?
For the like stairs in front there?
Or like the corridor itself where it's multiple deep?
You could. I mean, that would be definitely something I would recommend. Not in the build video though, so.
No. That way, if you know they blow up one row, there's another row below it.
Oh, absolutely. If you wanted to, if you're really dead set on running this, that's what you're gonna want to do is make it. Even if you're doing it out of regular steel, you're gonna want it to be oof, 2 or 3
There goes the padding again.
deep. Yeah, that's fun. Well, at least they're hacking at that and not the thing that we're standing on.
Yet.
Unless they are hacking at the thing we're standing on.
That's what I'm trying to find out, and I hung for a second there.
Oh, they super are. So that front end, even made out of concrete, did not even make it to midnight. Look at the size of that hole. That is fucked.
They are making a clubhouse in the concrete underneath.
A net. So this has gone from a killing corridor test to a concrete platform defended by nothing test. Huh. That's
I
not
want to grab your first before they go up.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And now that it's midnight, I'd like to point out that Woodle can suck it.
You know, I don't often blame the messenger, but I think this is a case of a lot of this build's popularity coming out of that, and I can't help but feel at this point that it is kind of misleading people. It does its job of funneling you into a choke point, but if you're playing for real, it's not the most durable, and it's bearing all of the hits right up front there. So unless you are cheating and building it out of stainless steel, it's got some survivability issues.
That's a big hole.
Stop screwing up our yard.
I'm down to 16 rockets. I had 60.
Holy shit.
Most of it's just scraping these assholes off the side.
Right.
It's a squeegee of explosives. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Eva, you might want to get some video of down here.
Saved your life.
Look through here.
Holy
Look at the little walkway.
Shit.
Told you, dude. They're making a clubhouse down there.
They are making a clubhouse. That's for goddamn sure. This completely shit the bed.
And we're only on day 43.
3.
In terms of gameplay time, we're not that far.
No.
No.
This isn't a day 5,000 horde or anything insane like that.
Yeah, this is a month 2 horde. It's a joke.
God, the fucking stairs are gone. This is a circus.
You can get a shot of this middle pillar before it goes away. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Fucking hell. Yeah? Oh shit, yeah, that is one little wedge of dirt from going. The concrete I think will hold up as a ledge from that point. It's a little tougher than that, but Jesus.
Well, the base has modified itself into some sort of infinite loop staircase.
Seriously?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm stuck at about 17 FPS right now.
Yeah, my frames have been
17.
this whole night.
Yeah,
because
this
of
is this is back to playing DayZ Alpha.
I am stuck in something.
I mean,
Is it water? I didn't think we put a moat around here.
I think I got like knocked into the stairs.
Yeah, he's inside the fucking stairs. Jesus Christ.
And I'm bleeding.
But there is nothing supporting this middle
Oh,
pillar anymore.
God. I'm bleeding and in bad shape. Save me, Tom Cruise. Save me, Tom Cruise! Good lord, the frames down there. I don't know how you're running around down there. Timmy fell in the well. Oh, look at they're carving a section out for you.
Hey, I got 3. Thanks, zombies. Oh, and I fell into a very large hole with a lot of zombies. It's been nice knowing you guys.
Oh, good night.
Fuck.
And we
Bye,
lost
Ed.
an X. And there we are with the bell finally sounding, and we still got a mountain of these fucks to clean up, too. There's gonna be some light now. Oh dear fucking God.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I have refrained from saying it in previous videos, but I think I'm gonna echo Hells here. Woodle can suck it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is...
Had you not taken the extra steps you took because you knew how bad this would be, we would have been on the
And
dirt.
it's still barely held up.
What's the repair on these two plates here?
The one holding everything up is at 2,700 of 5,000. The next one up is at 2,900 and change of 5,000. The one above that's 3,800. For durability, this is a hard F. This is the biggest, most throbbing, pulsating F that I can possibly give it. Holy shit. This is fucking terrible. You know, a lot of bases, you look over here, you can see the first two. That had that wedge one, that had a concept to it. The tower one here, it passed, it barely squeaked by, it had a concept to it. This has a concept to it, and the concept is hot fucking garbage. I'm actually kind of upset by how shitty this is. Good fucking lord. And this is with me having taken extra steps just to kind of shore up some of its shittiness, and it's still just awful.
Okay, I have some high explosive rockets. Let's show what's going to happen.
See if you can take it down. God fucking damn.
One rocket.
One good shot.
2,500 damage is all it took to take this thing out.
Jesus Christ. And that tower is already just being held up by positive thinking, so it wouldn't be long before that thing went down either. Good fucking god. Yeah, durability, hard F. Just the worst. Just the absolute worst. In terms of safety, as always, two criteria. Are the Zeds controlled, and are the players in danger? Are the Zeds controlled? Agreed. That is a joke. Just an absolute joke. Of everything we've built and everything I've ever built, this went to shit faster than anything I think I've ever seen. Yes, the concept behind it, the idea behind it, and tracing them up the stairs, that holds. However, as soon as that breaks and they can't cross that path, it's a shit show. And there's nothing to corral them or do anything. You're just standing on a couple of blocks in the middle of an open field at this point. So, are the Zeds controlled? God, no. Are the players in danger? Dead X. So, yes, quite a bit of danger. That was just terrible. I have nothing positive to say about this. Even with the steps we took, the danger factor was still high. This was going to come down at any second. There was nothing protecting the players once the concept behind it failed. So, yeah, all the danger. Resources used. Gas.
Ammo.
Well, we'll start with gas, which is a pass. Now, obviously, we didn't use any fuel for this. I didn't want to light it up because I kind of had a feeling this was going to be a waste of it anyways. Ammo, personally, with the boxes I opened, we'll call it 3,700 rounds total. Davian, what'd you burn for ammo?
I burned about 3,009 mil and about 2,762, so $5,000 total.
Nev, how much do you run through?
I burned through almost 7,000 rounds.
Holy shit. X?
About 3,762, about 1,009 mil, 10 Molotovs, 20 grenades, and 40 rockets.
And okay, now, Hells, before you list this off, I just want you to know that theoretically there are numbers too big for computers to handle. So what did you use in terms of ammo?
Nev's put me to shame, dude.
Oh,
I
no
only
shit.
used 4,762, but I did use 60.
I just... 60 rockets? How many rockets did you burn, X?
40, 100
So
rockets.
we used
for the night.
100 rockets, which
And as
were frag
Hal said
rounds. They're not
earlier-
damaging the base rounds. They're frag rounds, and
Yeah.
frag rounds do fuck all the concrete.
And
This-
as Hal was saying earlier, most of those rockets was used to scrape the gunk off the legs. Otherwise, they would have come down a lot sooner.
This is... I mean, that's basically all the ammo. I don't even want to put a final total on that. If somebody, viewer, wants to go through and add that up, be my guest. all the ammo. That's just fucking awful. Everything had to be killed manually. We may as well have just been standing in the field again. There was nothing to this. This was an absolute fucking joke. Cheese! Swiss cheese. I can't say anything about it. This is as bad as the wedge tip wall base. I think this wedge tip concept here with the, you know, the little, you put the 2 here with the 3-block spread and you track them and they go, oh, we're going to run at you, and then, oh, there's nothing there, so we fall. That's toast. There's no way the devs aren't going to take an axe to that. It's such a cheesy ass concept. This is destined to get patched out. I will be amazed, and I would put money against that reappearing in Alpha 19.
This whole concept failed in half the time it took for the wedge tip walls.
Yeah, the wedge tip wall was also a disaster, and this thing shit the bed before midnight. At least that thing we were still kind of up and running when the day rolled over, but
I think we're getting the hot meat shits at fucking 10 o'clock, honestly.
pretty much the hot meat shits. I mean, you can see this is screwed up, but it's still more of its sort of baseline is intact than what is left is on that thing, especially if you look at it in terms of percentage. A larger chunk of this thing
maintained its
failed.
shape.
Yeah, that is recognizable. You can see what it was. This is hot garbage. You cannot tell what this is, especially if you've got somebody who's unfamiliar with the game. Or what was this? That I defy anyone to tell me what this is, having just off of a screenshot of this. This is a joke. Chances of it being patched out, extraordinarily high. This whole concept is, it's meta because it's easy, but it's meta because people have creator mode turned on or do other things to it. At its baseline, this is a flawed concept that exploits the AI and actually doesn't do its job all that well if you're running legit with a bunch of people in a co-op game. This is not something that I can recommend. We gave it the old school college try, and it spent the evening eating paste and crying. I don't know what to tell you. This is just fucking miserable. Any closing notes before X does his best to knock what is left of this thing standing just to get it off of our front yard so I don't have to think about it again?
Yeah, hold your fire, I want to help.
Did somebody say exterminatus?
Yes, in fact they did. Fuck this thing on 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't worry, it happens to all the guys. There we go.
There she goes.
What a fucking joke this is.
Oh look, it filled in the hole in the yard.
I am, as someone who's got, like I said in the very first pit video we've done, I'm looking at about 1,500 hours in this game. I've built dozens of bases at this point. This is the worst performance.
Leave the set of stairs here so we can put a sign on.
Yeah, this is the worst performer I've ever seen, and I am, as lame as this sounds, I'm offended by this thing's shittiness. Like, the fact that I had to waste time in my life that I'll never get back putting this together just for it to suck this much ass is painful to me. It really is painful. Alright, so that does it for this video. The next video, we actually are going to break the mold here a little bit. The next video, just because everybody is still so in love with the concept of the pit base, we thought we'd try another original creation. So if you liked our first video, you might want to hang around for that one. This is another Iron Curtain special. It takes some concepts that we've had success with in the past and sort of smashes them together in the most grotesque and painful looking way we can think of. You will probably want to see that. You're just going to take out Dump and Long while I'm sitting here, huh?
Yeah.
There's buildings all around town that are kicked over like this, and when I'm like, wow, what happened to this building? It's just dead silence. I think I know what happened to this building now. I mean, that one there, that one there. That factory I'm looking through over here, you can see through the scope, that actually doesn't exist. If I went over there, that building will vanish. It is a smoking pile of rubble. These two have
This
way
is
too
just
much
anger management over
fucking
this
free
fucking...
time. Dear God. Alright, thanks again, as always, everybody, for watching, and we will catch you next time.